right, what's up? My name is Leonidas and welcome to the pay-per-call marketing on Google Ads 8.0, generating call leads. If you're curious who Leonidas is, that's me right there. In this video, we're going to cover how to create a pay-per-call campaign as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now, if you're a newbie, go ahead and continue with this video. And if you're advanced or an expert, then go ahead and check out ppcbasic.com/updates in order to see the latest changes with respect to Google Ads and with respect to pay-per-call advertising. But of course, this video is for everyone from newbie to expert because I'm going to basically cover how to create ads with the current latest setup with Google Ads. So let's start off very quickly. What is pay-per-call? And this is typically the example that I like to use. Let's say, for example, you're hungry. So you open up your phone, you go into Google search, you type in vegan restaurants into Google search on your phone. And then what pops up is several different advertisements at the very top. Now, when you click on one of the advertisements, you do not go into a website. Instead, you go into a phone call. And let's say the person who is on the phone ends up speaking anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes, you end up making a commission. So pay-per-call can generate anywhere from $2 to $100 per phone call that you generate that converts. And then for some niches, for some offers that you can promote, they can generate anywhere from $500 to even $1,000 per phone call that you generate. Obviously, the ones that convert for a much higher price are more difficult to convert, but they do exist and you can literally make up to $500 to $1,000 per phone call if you spend time learning pay-per-call marketing and pay-per-call strategies. So this is going to be the outline that we're going to cover very quickly. The introduction, which is what I already covered, and then we're going to do the frequently asked questions and recommendations, the business and identity verification process that Google implemented recently. We're going to go ahead and create an account, set up campaign settings. We're going to create our audiences. We're going to design our keywords. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to design our ads. Then we're going to create a phone verification page in order to verify that these are our ads that we're advertising. We're going to add call conversion tracking to our ads as well. Then I'm going to show you where to look for your search queries, and I'm going to cover the new changes that have been implemented into Google Ads where they don't show you all of your search queries anymore. Then I'm going to show you how to add negative keywords very briefly, and I'm going to show you the new latest feature that Google Ads has implemented, which enables call detail recording. So there you can see the actual phone numbers of the callers, and you can actually listen to the calls that are generated as well. And then finally, we're going to do a quick performance overview where I'm going to cover the different metrics that you should look for on your Google Ads interface, as well as adding the call metrics column to your interface. And we're going to do a quick review after that. So frequently asked questions and recommendations. Can I make money with pay-per-call marketing? The answer is yes. I recommend this for service businesses and affiliate marketers. And another thing I recommend is be careful of certain affiliate offers. All right, so certain affiliate offers have a high risk of suspension on Google Ads. These include flight related offers or especially gambling related offers. Google Ads does not like running predatory offers or offers that run black hat call centers. And finally, I get asked all the time, what affiliate offers and or affiliate networks should I promote? And in this case, I say, try to promote everything, test the different offers, and always be testing different networks because the same offer on a different network might end up converting differently as well because it ends up going to a different call center or maybe it pays out more. So always be testing on different offers and different affiliate networks. That's how you end up getting a lot of success. So one of the latest updates to Google Ads is you now have to submit a business and identity verification. And what this entails is that you get verified based on your corporate identity. So for example, a business registration number or your passport or your driver's license. And then once that has been verified and approved, when someone ends up hovering over your ad, such as this little down arrow right here, and they click on it, they can end up seeing who is promoting this. And this is to increase the amount of transparency within Google Ads. So this is a plus for transparency and also a great way to get rid of black hat marketers on Google Ads who end up running shady offers, for example. All right, so to start, simply go to ads.google.com. This is the landing page you'll see. And then once you hit start now, you go through the sign up process. And then once you're done with the sign up process, you end up at the campaign creation screen. So when it's your first time, this is exactly what you're going to see. This is the new account, new campaign creation process. And it includes get more calls, get more website sales and signups, get more visits to your physical location. But we want to skip all this and go straight into switch to expert mode. And then here, what we want to do is create an account without a campaign. So here, confirm your business information. So in this case, you're going to add your billing country. And when setting it up, make sure to set the time zone that's appropriate for you, because most pay-per-call offers on affiliate networks are based in Eastern Standard Time. So what I like to do is I like to put either New York time or Toronto time. This is what I really recommend. And the currency is the currency that you end up paying in. So once you submit that, simply hit explore your account. And this is our new interface. So go ahead and click new campaign. Click leads. Select phone calls and then input the phone number that you're going to promote. So whether it's a business number or whether it's an affiliate phone number. So in this case, I'm going to use this number, and this number doesn't really go anywhere, but we're going to go ahead and use it anyway and hit continue. So for the campaign name, this is the typical naming structure that I like to use. So we're going to do the affiliate network. So in this case, let's just pretend that PPC Basic is my affiliate network. Then we're going to name the offer, in this case, vegan restaurants. All right. And we're going to do generic keywords. All right. So this is the strategy that I'll be using in this case. This is the name of the offer that I'm promoting, and this is the source of the affiliate network. For networks, we want to uncheck include search partners. Under show more options, we don't need to select anything. Under locations, we're going to go ahead and enter another location. So go ahead and enter United States, for example, or even New York, and select target. Now, if you wanted to do even more advanced targeting, you could simply go into advanced search. And here you can add locations in bulk. So you can do several different targeting methods. You can do it by zip code. So we can do 90210. Make sure to enter the country after the zip code as well. So we can do that. Or we can do multiple locations, Alabama, United States, or Georgia, United States. And then you can simply select target all. So you can add locations in bulk. You can add locations based on zip code. So let's go ahead and select save. All right, so our locations are selected. Now in location options, what I always do is select this setting right here, people in or regularly in your target location. So we don't want to show it to people who are interested in our location. We want to show it to people who are only in our location or regularly in our location. And then languages, in this case, we'll do English, but in the United States, you also have Spanish, or in some cases, French. So next up, we have audiences. Anytime someone goes into Google and types in a search query, they are basically put into a search audience. So what we can simply do is we can type in the word restaurant. And in this case, Google shows us audiences or groups of people that it would algorithmically assess as people who are high probability of having restaurant delivery or takeout, or people who are likely to go for food and dining, or people who like to eat or frequently dine out. So these are all created algorithmically by Google Ads, and you can simply select all of these, or depending on whatever niche that you want. And then the next up is we have targeting and observation. So for targeting, it's exclusively only looking for people who are in these audiences. So people that have already shown interest in any of these previously through Google Ads, you will be targeting them. But in this case, we want to simply select observation, and observation means that they can either be in any of these audiences or they might not yet be algorithmically placed in one of these audiences. So in this case, when you're starting off, simply hit observation, but Google Ads will still show you the results for these audiences if that person fits any one of these. So next up, we'll do budget. And in this case, it says MX for Mexican peso, but in reality, it should convert to US dollars after I set up the account properly. So we're going to go ahead and set a budget of $10. Okay, so this will be switched over to USD as soon as the account is set up once again. And for bidding, since you're going to become a professional Google Ads advertiser, I don't recommend setting clicks or impression shares. We're going to select a bid strategy directly. And we're going to go ahead and select manual CPC. So next, select show more settings and then add schedule. And then for your ad schedule, select whatever hours are appropriate for your offer or business that you're promoting. So in this case, we're going to do from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. And then we can also do Saturday, 7 p.m. or 1900 hours. And then that's pretty much all we need to do. The next thing you could pretty much add is some call out extensions. So there's a little bonus. So here we can do fast delivery and takeout. Enjoy a 30% off promo and limited time offer only. So these are extra little text messages that are added just below your advertising. We'll go ahead and select save and continue. So this is the new interface that Google Ads has implemented for when you first create an account for creating ad groups. So we're going to name our ad group 1 or generic keywords. All right. And then the default bid, we'll set it to $1. So when you're starting off with any Google advertising, I always recommend you set it to $1 because you're essentially just learning. And then once you accumulate more and more data, you can start increasing the bids accordingly as you start to build out a negative keyword list as well. And you check out your search queries, which I'll discuss very shortly. So now I'm going to show you two different strategies for generating your keywords as of the latest updates to Google Ads. So the strategy that I always use is I use broad match modifier, and that means adding a plus in front of every single keyword. And what this entails is that if someone types in the keyword, I need a vegan restaurant near me, then our ad will show up. If someone types in, I need restaurants for vegans near me, then our ad will show up. If someone types in, I want a steak restaurant near me, then our ad will not show up. But if your keyword is like this equals broad match. And in this case, if someone types in vegan fast food, then our ad can also show up, but you also risk showing up for keywords such as vegetarian fast food, which is a slightly different form of cuisine, for example. And as well, you can also do vegan restaurant. And in this case, this is called exact match. And someone has to type in this exact keyword, vegan restaurant, into Google search for your ad to show up. If they don't type in this exact order and it doesn't look the exact same way as this, then your ad will not show up. And then finally, you can also do vegan restaurant with quotes around it. And this equals phrase match. So if someone types in, I want a local vegan restaurant, just because the query includes vegan restaurant, then your ad will show up. But in this case, I would simply recommend adding a plus in front of all of your keywords and then keeping it as that. But I recommend simply putting a plus in front of your keywords. Now, the new method of generating keywords with Google Ads is something even easier. Vegan restaurant. You can type it into here and then select get keywords. And then Google generates a list of keywords for you. You can go ahead and remove the keywords that you don't want to use. So for example, vegan, I don't need that because it's too generic. Vegan food is also very generic. But vegetarian restaurants, vegetarian takeaway, vegan food near me, those are perfect. What I would want to do is I would want to put a plus in front of all of the words. Now, of course, there is a faster way of doing this with Excel or with various tools online by converting these keywords into broad match modifier. So to do that, we'll remove these pluses first, and then we'll do Control A, Control Copy, or whatever it is on your Mac, and then copy. We'll go to our little tool. I'll leave a link for this and then paste it into here and then generate the pluses. So there you go. Everything has a plus on it. Then we're going to select it all, copy, right? So copy and replace. So these are the types of keywords that you'd want to use. You definitely don't want to do keywords without the plus in them. and then go ahead and click save and continue. All right, so now we're at the ad creation process. So here we're going to create our ad, and in this case we'll start off with our verification URL. So I'll clarify what that is in a second. So we'll do ppcbasic.com/call verification, and this call verification page is where the phone number is listed. So this phone number has to be somewhere on the website that you're going to be promoting. Obviously, when they click on the ad, they're not going into a website, they're going directly into a phone call. But nonetheless, this phone number has to be somewhere on the website for Google to verify that this website that you're promoting is somehow affiliated to you. So we posted the verification URL, and I'm going to show you this page momentarily. And the display path, we can just add a couple things here. Food, vegan food, restaurant. There we go. And these are new things, display paths that Google has recently added. So for the first headline, what I always do is do a keyword insertion. So in this case, we'll do a squiggly parentheses, and we'll do key, word, and make sure you uppercase the K and uppercase the W. And then you type in vegan cuisine and end it like that. So just a few keywords, because ultimately what's going to happen is that Google Ads is going to insert the keyword that someone typed in. So if someone typed in vegan restaurants, then your ad will actually end up showing vegan restaurants here. Or if someone typed in vegan fast food, so your ad will show vegan fast food. But essentially, we always want to do a keyword insertion, because if the ad looks like something that the person is searching for, then it's a higher probability that they'll end up clicking on it. So here, type in a more generic line. So we'll do delicious vegan cuisine nearby, and then business name. So the business name is our domain name. All right, so ppcbasic.com, and then descriptions. So what I also like to do is I like to add the keyword as well into the description. And this is just in case the keyword that we're inserting, that is being inserted through the keyword insertion method, is greater than 30 characters. So in this case, we'll add it once again here, and then we'll add a description. And then finally, when you get to the very end, what you always want to do is you want to add a call to action. So I like to do a call now, and then an exclamation mark. So we're going to go ahead, and now we're going to cover what is the call verification page. So if we go to this link, ppcbasic.com/call-verification, you can see that it's a very, very basic page. So ultimately, in order to verify your ads, you just need the phone number. Like, this is literally all you need. But of course, if you have a proper landing page, then you can have the phone number anywhere on the website, and Google Ads will verify that this is your website. So let's go back. So one new feature that Google Ads has added to their ad creation process is this thing called the final URL. And even though it says recommended in parentheses, I personally don't like to use it, because essentially what it does, it's an extra link at the bottom of your call only ads. And obviously what we're trying to focus on is generating calls only. And this feature has been added to somehow overcome the issue of clicks not converting into calls. So if the user sees visit the website here, they'll be more likely to click on that if they're just looking for a website rather than going into a phone call. Unfortunately, I found very little use for this. I typically don't use this whatsoever. So in this case, since we're going to strictly focus on generating calls and only creating call ads with our campaign, I'd like to remove that. But if you are inclined to test it out, then you can certainly add your landing page here in the final URL. And if the person is not looking to make a phone call, they'll be able to click on that. But if that were the case, then I would just go with the regular text ads as opposed to call ads. So we're going to go down, and we're going to see that there's a conversion action, and these conversion actions are going to be set up momentarily. So we'll hit done and save and continue. And here Google Ads likes to give us a few recommendations, but we're going to go ahead and select publish. And we're back to our main Google Ads interface. But from our campaign level, so what we'll do is we'll simply select all campaigns, and then campaigns, and then we can see that our campaign is right here under campaign. We'll select that, and we'll go under our ads. So now what we want to do is we want to create a conversion tracking metric into our Google Ads. So we're going to go to the very top here. We're going to select Tools and Settings, Conversions, add a conversion, select Phone Calls, select Calls from Ads using call extensions or call only ads, select Continue, and then conversion name. So vegan food, let's say every phone call that you get generates about, let's say $5 per two-minute call. All right. So we're going to select a value here. We're going to do $5 and we're going to go ahead and go down, and then under call length. Now I want to recommend one thing here is that if you're running offers through an affiliate network and the call conversion time indicates, let's say 120 seconds, then I really recommend that you add an extra 30 seconds. So if it says 120 seconds, such as 2 minutes, then you add an extra 30 seconds on there, because sometimes there is dead air on the call, or the call is being redirected over and over, or the call is ringing. So those extra 30 seconds will add some buffer time for a proper conversion. Now, if you're looking for quality over quantity, then you can actually add an extra 2 minutes, and this would indicate that it is a proper phone call where people spoke back and forth for several minutes. So in that case, when you're looking for quality phone calls, then I recommend adding about 2 minutes or more to the call, or as much as you would consider as a quality call. So in this case, a call that is 4 minutes long, I would consider as a quality call. But of course, this obviously depends on the affiliate network or your purpose of generating the calls. Select Create and Continue. And done. And now our call conversion has been created. So we can see that it hasn't received any conversions yet, and there hasn't been any repeat callers yet, but our conversion tracking, it has been enabled. We'll go back to our campaigns, and we're back at our ads, and we'll select Edit here. And then we're going to go down, and then under conversion actions, we're going to select vegan food, $5 per 2-minute call, and select Save New Version. So next up, we want to add a very, very specific column that's been added to Google Ads. And in order to do that, we'll go into Columns, Modify Columns, and then select Call Details, and then Phone Calls. So this will be added to your list over here, and we'll simply move it all the way up right next to clicks. And then we're going to delete campaign type and optimization score. All right, so when someone clicks on your ad, it will show the data for how many clicks you have, and then it will also show you how many of those clicks ended up generating a phone call. And Google will only know this if you have a call tracking feature enabled. So we also want to know which keywords people typed into Google Ads that ended up showing your advertising. So to do that, simply go into Keywords, and under Search Keywords, you can see which keywords that you created ended up getting clicked on. But of course, we also want to know which search terms specifically ended up showing your ads. So to do that, you'll go into Search Terms. And here you'll be able to see the data for which search terms ended up being clicked on. So I'm going to go into another account of mine in order to show you sample data. So here we can see the search keywords, all right? And here we can see the keywords that I created, and then we can see which keywords were clicked on and how many of those clicks ended up generating a phone call. So to see which search terms people typed into Google Ads that ended up showing my ads, we'll simply go into Search Terms. And you can now see the search terms that people specifically typed into Google Ads that ended up showing your ads. But in this case, you will not be able to see which search terms ended up generating a phone call. So this is an incapability of Google Ads at the moment, or something that they decided not to implement. All right, so now back to our main campaign creation process. Let's say, for example, we want to make sure that if someone types in vegan food jobs or vegan food stocks, then our ad will not show up. So to do that, you simply go into negative keywords and you simply hit the plus sign here and you add keywords such as stocks, jobs, careers, scam, fraud, complaint, reviews, etc. If someone types in, for example, vegan fast food stocks or vegan fast food companies, then our ads will not show up, and we'll simply select Save. And let's go ahead and go back to our campaigns. So one of the latest features that Google Ads has implemented is now the ability to see the phone numbers of the callers as well as being able to listen to the phone calls of your callers. So to do that, you'll have to go into the top level of your campaigns. Simply select campaigns and then go under settings and then account settings and then call reporting and then select on and then select save. So once that's enabled, you'll actually be able to see the data of the callers that are calling in. So to do that, I'm going to pull up some sample data once again. We'll go into reports at the top. We'll go into predefined reports. We'll go under extensions. We'll scroll all the way down to call details. And here you'll be able to see the start time of the calls, the duration of the calls, the caller country code, so which country they're calling from, the area code. You'll be able to see the caller phone number here. All right, so you can save that for later if you decide to do remarketing. And then you'll be able to listen to the call recording as well. And in order to do that, you'll have to verify that the website is yours. And that's a simple process of adding the conversion tracking script from Google Ads onto your website or connecting the Google Webmaster to your website. And listening to the calls is something that I highly recommend in order to understand the demographics as well as the intentions of the buyers that are calling in for your specific services. So that's just a new feature that Google Ads has recently implemented. So once your ads start generating clicks, you'll see the number of clicks, you'll see the number of phone calls. Unfortunately, Google charges you per click, not per phone call, which is very unfortunate because a lot of the times you can see that only 70% of the clicks have converted into an actual phone call, and those phone calls don't necessarily mean actual conversions either. And then you'll see the number of impressions, so how many times your ads showed up, the CTR, which is your click-through rate, so how often do your ads get clicked on when they're seen. In this case, it shows 12% of the time. And then our average CPC, which is how much we pay per click on average. In this case, it's 81 cents. How much you've spent in total. In this case, I've spent in the last 30 days, $831 on this specific campaign. How many conversions I've had. So 55 callers out of those 716 have ended up converting. And then the cost per conversion. So obviously your cost per conversion should be less than how much you're making per phone call. And then we have our conversion rate. And then two other columns that I like to add are the impressions absolute top. So how often is our ad at the very, very top of the listing? And then impressions top percent as well. How often our ad is in the top 3 or top 4 positions on Google Ads. And that basically covers our performance metrics. So let's go ahead and finalize our review. So to cover off, we're going to do a quick review. Once again, we covered the frequently asked questions and recommendations. Yes, you can make money with pay-per-call, but there are certain offers that I really recommend you try to avoid running, to avoid getting suspended by Google Ads. So try to remain as white hat as possible, whenever possible. With the new Google Ads requirements, you need to do a business and identity verification. This is a requirement, and this is ultimately for transparency so that Google Ads can clean up the advertising market. Created an account, setting up our campaign settings, audiences, which is algorithmically created by Google Ads to help you be more targeted with your advertising. Then we designed our keywords, so always make sure to use broad match modifier. So then we designed our ads, and in this case, the majority of the time I use keyword insertion. That ensures that the keyword the person is looking for ends up in your ad copy as well. We have a very simple phone verification page. All you really need is a phone number on the page to verify that the website is yours. Then we added a call conversion tracking to our ads. So this tells Google that if our call is 2 minutes, for example, then that 2-minute phone call is considered a $5 or $10 conversion. And then we looked at our search queries to find out what people are searching for that end up showing your ads. Then we added some negative keywords in order to make sure that our ads do not show up for certain keywords. And then we also added a call column in order to find out how many of our clicks ended up leading into a phone call, but not necessarily a phone conversion. And then we also ended up covering caller detail recordings. So in that case, we can find out what our caller phone number was, where they called from, and we can even listen to the call recording. And then finally, the review. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment in this specific YouTube video. And then you can also go ahead and join the private Facebook group over at ppcbasic.com. Also, make sure to check out the other guides on ppcbasic.com for your pay-per call needs. I have the complete updates list for Google Ads. And then finally, if you like this video, make sure to like, to subscribe, to ring the notification bell, and all that fun stuff. Once again, my name is Leonidas. I hope you enjoyed that pay-per-call marketing on Google Ads 8.0 guide for generating call leads. Obviously, Google Ads is going to keep changing their systems, so I'm going to keep producing these videos in order to make sure that you know how to properly create your pay-per-call Google Ads campaigns. And once again, Leonidas here. Hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video, and salute.